Hello and welcome to this bumper edition of the Jake Lindsay Show. Today I have not one, not two, but three interviews, all based around learning disability tag rugby league. Firstly, I'll be talking to John Hughes from Community Integrated Care, who helped set up the Learning Disability Super League. Then we're going to be talking to Craig Thomason about how he used the year 2019 to help set up the Learning Disability Rugby League community to help his brother and my teammate Over Thomason to be able to play rugby league again. Finally, we'll be talking to YouTube sensation Planet Dylan Prinsep about how playing for Warrington LDRL team has set him on the path to stardom. But first, I would like to talk about the nurses and doctors who have set up a silent protest outside the gates of Downing Street after the news that I think everyone now knows about, the Dominic Cummings case. They are working flat out on the medical front line, shift after shift, day after day, to fight COVID-19. Even if this clapping on a Thursday comes to a stop, we are all behind you. Every nurse, every doctor, every porter, every hospital staff member, we are behind you as a nation. This is the new disability training kit from the Warrington Wolves Charitable Foundation. Here's the full kit being modelled by star of this episode, Dylan Prinsep. My first guest of this episode is John Hughes.
Good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah, good. Sorry to keep you waiting. I was just trying to get it on my laptop. It wouldn't work, so that's it on my phone.
All right. So my first question is, how are you finding lockdown?
Yeah, I'm finding it okay. Because I work for a care charity, it gives me a lot of perspective. So a lot of our staff have got a lot of really hard jobs at the moment, and a lot of the people we care for are really struggling. So when you see that, it gives you a bit of perspective, doesn't it? So for me, I'm fine. I'm lucky that I've got like my family nearby to me and all those sorts of things. So I'm good, mate.
What do you do when you're not in lockdown?
I work a lot. So I've got a job that I love. So I've got a really nice job where I get the chance to create and do amazing things. I love music. I play guitar. Love rugby. Watch Widnes Vikings. Like going gigs, see my friends and family, all of that sort of stuff, mate.
I know you work with a disability care group called Community Integrated Care. For anybody who doesn't know about the group, could you explain a bit about the group?
Yeah, we're one of the biggest charities in the country. So we support 4,500 people who've got learning disabilities and autism, mental health concerns and dementia. We've got about 6,500 staff as well. So it's a really, really big organisation. And it was created just by where we both live. So they were founded in Widnes, but now work across England and Scotland. And we're the charity of the year, we're the national charity of the year. So we do some amazing things. So it's a really special organisation.
Last year, you helped set up the Community Integrated Care Learning Disability Super League. For anybody who doesn't know about this league or LDRL, could you explain a bit about it?
Yeah, of course. As a charity, I think we think it's really important that everyone gets a chance to follow the dreams and to fulfil what their potential. So we've worked with rugby league clubs since about 2016, and we've had people with learning disabilities playing rugby league who they've never had the chance to watch the game or experience the game, and we were able to give them a chance to go to watch live sport or to play the game, and it was massive for them in terms of what it did for the confidence and the health and giving them friendships. So when we'd seen that some learning disability teams were getting set up with the likes of Warrington Wolves, we helped to bring that nationally and put it under the Super League badge. So basically what we've got is 12 clubs for people with learning disabilities and autism, where people get a chance to play an adapted version of rugby league. So it's tag based, it's non-competitive, but those players get the chance to play as representatives of those teams, whether that's Widnes, Wigan, Warrington, Leeds Rhinos, all those big clubs, and get the chance to play at some major games. So, you know, they've played at Anfield, they've played at lots of Super League events. So it's a really special programme.
What do you think the best moment of the Super League has been so far?
My favourite bit was when we launched it. So we launched it at Anfield Stadium, which is the home of the Liverpool Football Club. And it was such a big moment for us because we'd spent months and months planning it. And it's the first time we did it, and you don't know how it's going to go. You literally don't know, you know, is the game going to be successful? Are people going to enjoy it? How will the fans react? So we had a festival outside of Anfield Stadium, and that was like really, really, really special. And you could see that people were enjoying the game, and you could see that the coaches were understanding the spirit of the game. But then they got the chance to play on the pitch at Anfield in front of such a big crowd, and that experience of walking through those players through the tunnel and hearing the crowd noise and then seeing them go on the pitch itself, and the fans go absolutely wild for them, that was unforgettable, really.
How can people find out about when the festivals are on?
So the way people can join in is by getting in touch with their local rugby league foundation. So if you search online for the Community Integrated Care Learning Disability Super League, you'll be able to find those clubs that are taking part. And I think basically people just need to contact those clubs. You know, there's an open invitation to anyone who wants to be part of them to get involved. I think with lockdown and with coronavirus, I don't think we'll be seeing any festivals for a while. But what we're doing at the moment is planning, what do we give people while we're in this awkward time, something to look forward to. And then how, once lockdown's lifted and life returns to normal, how do we give people the best experiences we can do?
Obviously, I was at the ceremony for when the British Super League at Old Trafford last season. What did you think of that day? Like, how did you think it went? Do you think it went well?
Yeah, I was so proud of that day. I've worked in Super League in the past, so I've worked in media team for Super League club, and I know everything that a Super League player gets. So Super League player would get at the start of the year a kit presented to them. Then they get to keep the shirt at the end of the year, and you get to play the big games, and you get to have like an end of season party. And what I was really keen was that like our learning disability Super League players got all of those same experiences. So I really wanted us to do like an end of season celebration where everyone felt like they'd had just such a good celebration of what had been like a really special year. So the opportunity to get everyone going to Old Trafford and everyone getting an award and going on stage and meeting, like, there's some really good players in the room, wasn't there? You know, lots of famous players from across the game, and for those players to sort of congratulate the Learning Disability Super League players was massive. So one of the nicest bits as well is when you hear from, I get to know a lot of the players and the coaches, but I don't get to know the families so much. But I got to meet a lot of the families of the players, and to hear what they said about the competition was like really, really proud. It was just so nice to hear how much it meant to those families.
My final question is, when do you think all types of rugby league will be back up and normal again?
I think you'll probably see the professional Super League game coming back in August. I think that's what they've said in the media, haven't they? So the professional Super League game, I think you'll start to see come back then. I think the Championship Rugby League, I don't know whether that'll be coming back this season, because I don't think there's not a broadcast deal for it. So it'd be hard for those clubs to sustain that. I think in terms of our thing, the amateur game, the community game, perhaps for us it might not be coming back this year with lockdown. But I think what we need to look at is we need to look at what can we give those players whilst things are on pause. What can we give them that gives them really special experiences? So that's what I'm working on at the moment. Whilst we're not possibly able to do training sessions and festivals, in the meantime, we're going to create some really special surprises for all the players.
What do you think has been the biggest impact for all the clubs with this lockdown happening?
I imagine financially it's tough for all the clubs in terms of not having the ticket revenue and all those different things. I think probably I know a lot of rugby league players, and I know it's probably quite tough for them having to train on their own. You know, it's a different experience when you're doing exercise with people than when you're doing it on your own. You can push yourself a little bit harder when you've got someone pushing you. I think probably though, one of the biggest things is it showed us how much we all missed the game. You know, I'm desperate to see it back. I can't wait to go to see a game again, and I can't wait to see the Learning Disability Super League back as well. So I think probably that's what it's shown us as well, just how important it is to all of us.
I also feel for all those catering staff who aren't getting the payment they'd usually get as well.
That's it, mate. There's a massive amount of people affected by it. You know, a lot of the foundations that do all the good work in the community, they won't be working at the moment. You've got all the staff who work at the games. Yeah, it must be a really tough time, mustn't it?
Thank you for this, John.
It's all right. Yeah, thank you for your time. It's really good to catch up, and well done on everything you're doing, mate.
Cheers.
Take care.
That was John Hughes, everybody. If you want to pause this video now and go to the toilet or get a drink, you can do, and I'll be back in part 2 with Craig Thomason. My second guest of this show is Craig Thomason. Hi, Craig.
All right, Jake, how are you, mate?
I'm good, thank you. So how are you finding lockdown?
I think the same as anyone, mate. It's got some nice bits, but it's spending time with family, but overall it's quite difficult and quite challenging, particularly when you're not used to this length of time being inside and stuff like that.
Turn us into a fly on the wall. What was it like to be in that meeting where you had to discuss putting all the foundation groups on hold?
It was awful, really, wasn't it? Because, for us, us as a foundation, it's what we're all about is that we go out and we engage with people, and we've built up so many things that people not only enjoy, but a lot of people really rely on in the community, and to have to put all those on hold, we know leaves a massive hole in a lot of people's lives. So.
How many people from the community do the groups hold all together, and help?
Well, that's a work in progress. Come here. Come here. Sorry, mate.
All right.
Told you, didn't I?
Are all the people that join in with the groups the same age?
No, we work with people from essentially, we've got a newish session called the Wolf Pack, which colleague Danny's doing, which is rugby league for ages. I think the youngest to do is about 3. And then we've also got our reminisce stuff, which is for, there's no upper age limit. And, also with the LDRL, there's technically no upper age limit, but we've got a real scope of 3 to, I think there's somebody working with some of our older groups who's 93. So that's a big gap.
You set up the Sport of Learning Disability Rugby League. How does it know that you've helped Joe Oliver and so many people to be able to play rugby league again?
I'll be honest with you, Jake, it's an absolute dream. The reason I'm in the role that I do, to be in the role that I am, to be lucky enough to be able to work with the people I work with and provide those opportunities, it is a dream come true. And I'm dead lucky that there's lots of people involved in the Learning Disability Rugby League, and which now Learning Disability Super League, and you've witnessed that firsthand how big it's got, and I'm just dead grateful that the amount of people that have got involved with it, that have made it what it is, and how much of a success it is already. And I believe it could be an even bigger success in the future with the amount of people and the quality of people that's involved in it.
How much bigger do you think the support for the game of LDRL is now that they have the launch day at the Thatcher Magic Weekend at Anfield?
I just put it on such a massive platform, something I've never ever really seen in learning disability sport, to play on such a huge stadium, huge event, the press leading up to it, the way the players and the coaches and that were treated at the actual event, and it wasn't just that as a one-off. You go to all the festivals and they've got cameras there and they're interviewing people, and there's been so many opportunities for all the players across all the different teams. It's been marketed as the Learning Disability Super League, and it is the Super League, isn't it? There's interviews, there's stuff online, there's Twitter competitions, and you are Super League players. It's amazing.
It's sad that the LDRL and PDRL teams have missed out on the chance of playing at St James's Park at the originally scheduled Magic Weekend event for this season.
Yeah, absolutely gutted about that. So again, another huge platform. Not many people get to play it somewhere like St James's Park. I I'd love to be able to go out and play there and do stuff like that, and you know, for you guys to have had that opportunity, which hopefully will still be an opportunity in the future, but it's had to be postponed for now for obvious reasons. But the commitment from everyone involved in LDSL and from the Super League and the RFL to put on these events is, yeah, it's really disappointing that we can't do this time. But you know, the commitment is there that this wasn't going to be a one-off, as was Anfield last year. It's not a one-off. It's something that's going to be building each year.
My final question is, do you think the experts are right in saying that the Rugby League might return around August?
Who knows, mate? I think they're obviously going to look at how the Premier League goes when that launches later this month. See how well that goes. I mean, Rugby League was the latest sport to continue going after all the other sports had kind of put a stop on all the stuff. So it'd be interesting to see. I know from speaking to some of the players through some of the volunteering, I've done this over the time off. You know, speaking to Stephen Ratchford and I know Danny Walker and that, they're all raring to go. So they've all kept themselves fit. They're all raring to go, and I think they can't wait to get back out onto that pitch. So fingers crossed, because we all need something positive at the moment, don't we, to be able to see. And I think Rugby League returning on the pitch will be a huge positive for us, and then hopefully a step closer to, you know, our game returning.
Do you think communication such as getting these kits and the cupcakes is key at this moment?
Oh yeah, I hope so. I hope that it's kind of helps you lot realise that, you know, although we can't do what we're doing at the moment properly, we're still thinking of you, and we're still trying to make stuff happen for you, even though we can't go out and do a rugby session, we can't go on our fun trips over to wherever, we can't do all the Wolf Pub stuff. You know, we're still thinking of you all and give you a bit of a morale boost.
And the players, like you said, you're communicating with them as well. Do you think that's important as well?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the LDRL guys did that amazing video that Planet Dylan put together that we're all involved with, and it's nice to see, you know, in the WhatsApp group, parents and carers posting in what everyone's doing, and you know, there's a really good sense of unity in our team, and I think you know that, you know, somebody's having a hard time or somebody it's their birthday or something like that, and everyone kind of sends a message to them, and I think that's really important, not just as coaches, but you as teammates, that you're all supporting each other through this tough time. And it's really rewarding for me to see as a coach that my team or our team are, you know, are made up of those sort of people.
Well, thank you very much, Craig.
You're welcome, mate. It's been great to see you again, and hopefully we'll see you again soon. And if you need anything else, just give me a shout, and I'll try and sort it out. Hopefully when the baby's asleep next time.
See ya.
See you, mate. Bye.
That was Craig Thomason, ladies and gentlemen. If you need to top up your drinks or head to the toilet again, I'll see you in part 3. Enjoyed Craig Thomason, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this guy is YouTube royalty, Dylan Prinsep. Hello.
Hiya, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. I'll start asking my questions.
All right, okay. Yeah.
How are you finding lockdown?
Well, to be honest, it's quite difficult. Like, it's difficult for everyone. But, you know, there's certain things you can do, isn't there? You know, to entertain yourself. And to be honest, to just talk to as many people as possible. I've got a lot of friends, so, you know, talk to all my friends. Try and keep people entertained by doing my YouTube videos and so on. I speak to you during lockdown, you know. Although it's a hard time, you just gotta stay happy, really, and that's the best way you can deal with it, in my opinion. So, you know.
What's it been like trying to make YouTube content during the lockdown, as your channel is mostly rugby based, isn't it?
Well, to be honest, it has been difficult. Like, obviously, my biggest thing on my channel is the rugby vlogs, as you know, Jake. And, you know, the Warrington Wolves, and go to every game, vlog them all. But there's not really much else I can do, to be honest. Like, I've been doing some, some horror games and just some. That's about it, really. Like, I just got to fill in them gaps and just whatever comes to my head, just to fill it in while I'm waiting for the wire games to come back. And I just got to do anything, really.
Just like me, you play for the Warrington Wolves LDRL team. What's it like not being able to play rugby recently?
Well, to be honest, I like staying fit and stuff, but it's quite difficult when but it's because the rugby is like the biggest thing you do, and every Friday you used to go training and staying fit, and I love playing rugby, and it's been difficult not doing what you love the most. And to be honest as well, I miss all my friends because the rugby that we do on Fridays, like, there's a lot of people that you miss and talk to as well, because rugby is not just rugby. It's to me, it's bigger than that, and
No,
I really miss it, and I wish it could go back soon.
Who's your favourite rugby league player in LDRL?
A favourite rugby league player in LDRL? Do you mean like on our team, like who we play with?
In any of the teams?
Any of the teams? Well, to be honest, I'm friends with a lot of people from the LDRL, because like I've got obviously all the people from our team, Warrington Wolves, but I've got a few from other teams as well. I speak to people from Hull KR. I'm wearing that group chat as well, which is a Hull KR fan in there with us. His name's I've got some mates from Hull KR.
His name's Josh Monroe, isn't it?
Josh Monroe's his name, yeah. And I like them all. I like everyone. Marc, you're fantastic as well. I just think everyone's fantastic. They're all equal to me.
How important do you think communication via Messenger and all that is during this time?
Well, obviously, I do think it's quite important because you need. Obviously, like, it's the only way you can talk to people. To be honest, like, you can't go visiting everyone all the time and all that. So it's the best way you can communicate with someone, isn't it? Like, it's the best thing you can do.
What was your favourite event been of the LDRL?
Favourite event? Well, there is an event that I unfortunately missed out on that I wish I could been there, and that was we played at Anfield, if you remember that. Was it Magic Weekend? I think it was Magic Weekend, and they played at Anfield. I couldn't actually play, but I wish I could play because I was doing something else. But apart from that, I quite enjoyed the tournament. So we did a tournament at Widnes once. We'd be able to play in the Halliwell Jones Stadium in our own home ground, and in my opinion, I love that, mate. Like, the home of the Warrington Wolves, like, you feel like a true player.
I know, it's iconic, isn't it?
It is. It's fantastic, yeah. So there's been so many events, like, it's hard to remember. It's hard to like mention one that I've liked the most because there's been so many, and
I love that moment when you scored the golden point try as well.
Oh, that was the at Blackpool, wasn't it? Everyone, basically, I think it was like 3 tries all or something. I can't remember like that, and it was against Hull KR, was it? And then someone passed me the ball. I just went straight down the wing, do what I usually do, dodged a couple, and then just got the ball down. And then after that, everyone just piled on top of me. So that was a good moment for me.
My favourite moment is when I scored the try against Widnes at the Holton Stadium.
Oh yeah, definitely that. I think I remember that actually. Like, did you score a few that night, or was it just that?
No,
one?
I scored only one.
Well, you can score a few tries, or you can score one quality try, and I'm sure it was fantastic. And scoring in one of the stadiums, it's a good feeling, isn't it?
You train a lot with Rowan, don't you, at training?
Yeah, I do. To be honest, I do. And sometimes I see Rowan away from training as well. Like, we do some practicing. Like, for example, we go training every Friday. Sometimes I might meet him an hour before training or something, and we'll do a bit of practicing before we go. So I got on with Rowan quite well, So he's a good friend, Rowan.
I think that's about it, really.
Finished?
Yeah.
That was quick, wasn't it? Well, Jake, it's been a pleasure to be on your show. I've loved it, and it's a real honour to be on your show today, Jake.
I hope we can get back to rugby vlogs soon. I hope we can see each other at the Halliwell Jones and play each other at rugby and all that.
Oh, definitely. Well, as soon as this lockdown's over, we'll definitely be doing that, you know, playing in the stadium, back to training and just doing what we do best, isn't it? And we'll have to start getting you on my vlogs again soon, on my Warrington Wolves vlogs.
That was doing Prinsep, ladies and gentlemen. Time to put your fingers in your ears, Craig, because here's a singer from Liverpool called Marc. You might know him for the Most Sour song, which he's going to perform live for us. Before he does, I would like to take some time to thank everybody who has taken part in this series of the Jake Lindsay Show. I'll be back soon, hopefully, real soon. Here's Marc, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, Marc.
Hey Jake, you okay?
Yeah. So how are you finding lockdown?
Bit of a mix, really. It's been you know, lots of it has been really nice. It's been nice spending time with the family, like my kids and stuff. But obviously, you know, the whole non-gigging situation, and you can't see your friends, you can't go out and socialise and stuff. So, you know, that's been a really downside to things. But, you know, being at home with the kids all day, every day has been great.
Your usual job is performing at places like the Fan Zone outside Anfield and private parties. What's it like to not be able to do that job properly?
Again, you know, it's you know, firstly, it's been very difficult, like kind of financially. But the fact that I'm not out doing that all the time, you know, sometimes like if I'm doing a wedding, I'm not getting in till, you know, depending on where I am in the country, sometimes I'm not home till like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. So from that point of view, you know, like Sundays, for example, if I got in from working on a Saturday night, Sunday morning, I might be getting to bed till like 4 or 5 o'clock, and then I'm up first thing in the morning, and I'm absolutely shattered because the kids obviously want to get up on a Sunday with you, whereas there's none of that now. So I'm nice and fresh.
I see that you've been doing live Facebook streams every Saturday. For anyone who's not watched them, could you explain them?
Yeah, so quite a few people have been doing it in various formats over the years, and I think it's kind of a release almost, you know. I'm obviously can't perform on stage at the moment. You know, I massively miss that. I'm a singer, you know, I like entertaining. And, you know, the Facebook in particular has given a platform to be able to do that. So I originally went on with the idea of doing half an hour, 45 minutes. And it's a regular occurrence now. The streams are going on for about 4 hours. So they're going well.
How do the streams help out in these times of pandemic and scary riots going on?
I think massively. I think that it's almost like back to a little bit of normality, if you like. You know, people are, you know, I think in England and the UK, we've been blessed the last couple of months. This has probably been the nicest spring I can ever remember. The weather's been fantastic. So I'm getting messages all the time. People are sat in the garden, you know, or just chilling out, and they've got the songs on in the background. So I think it's a nice little bit of link back to normality.
My final question is, could you maybe play a song or two for us?
Anything in particular? What would you like?
Could you play some of the football songs, maybe?
Yes, we can do that, mate. Well, I'm not really sure for guitars. I've got loads of guitars on the wall down here. Hang on. There we go. That's good enough. So what are you thinking? Something like Egyptian King or something like that one? What the football one?
Could we have the football one and then the Trent Alexander-Arnold one?
And the Trent Alexander-Arnold? Yeah, we can do that. So which football one do you want? Do you want like Egyptian King? Do you want LA? Egyptian King, okay. 1992, a prince was born. His name Mo Salah. One day he'll be king. It's his destiny. On the football field, no one comes close to Salah, the best we've ever seen in all our days. We're on the road to glory. Salah is the key. Salah gets a sight of gold. He makes us all believe. Mo Salah, Mo Salah, Mo Salah, running down the lane. Salah, la, 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 Egyptian king.
Yes.
Great, that, innit? Our king, Mo Salah.
We maybe have the Trent Alexander-Arnold as well.
Yeah, we can do that one for you, mate. So this one, I've actually recorded this one. This one's pretty much ready to go. So I think the idea is the season's starting again in 2 weeks' time now. So I think in the next week or two, I'm going to look at pushing this one out. So
Do you think you'll do it for charity as well?
yes, there's going to be there's an element of charity in all of the tracks. So yeah, there's going to be this one will probably go to an hour for others, or one of Trent Alexander-Arnold's charities as well. So we'll sort that out. So this is the scouser in our team. I don't know, Trent Alexander-Arnold, corner taken quickly. There's loads of different names for this one, but it probably will just be called Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's everywhere on the right side. He comes up from the back. He knocks it into the center. When we're on the attack, this lad, he's from West Derby. He's won the Champions League. He knocked out a sleeping Barcelona on the way to Madrid. And it's Trent Alexander-Arnold, the scouser in our team. Trent Alexander-Arnold, gonna take it quickly. Ricky, da-da-da-da-da. In our team, Trent Alexander-Arnold, gonna take it quickly. Ricky, da-da-da-da-da.
Wow.
So yeah, that one will be out. That'll be out soon. I say the football season. It's kind of really crept up on us. I think the idea was. I wrote the song back in January, so the idea was, I'll get all that sorted and we'll get it all out. Plenty of time till the end of the season, and then obviously all this coronavirus pandemic took over, and didn't really know what was going on with the season, and now all of a sudden it's all back on. So I think the idea it's pretty much finished the recording, just a case of getting it out now.
You think the government have made the right choice to bring the Premier League back just now?
I don't think there was much other choice, to be honest. I think, the numbers are going down. Obviously you've got to maintain your social distancing. Fans aren't allowed back in the grounds. So I don't see any reason why the football can't continue, to be honest. They're all in a controlled environment. They've got all the latest testing. They're not taking tests off the NHS or any healthcare like that. They'll have their own setup to be able to do this. So as long as they're not using NHS resources, I don't see any problem with it myself.
Well, thank you for everything, Marc.
Oh, you're welcome, mate. Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much.
All right, well, you look after yourself, and we'll see you when it's safe to do so.
Cheers.
All right, cheers, Jake.
live, or else you die. You have to laugh, or else you cry.